Hey, yo, what's up? Holla at your boy, Fragrance Family, and welcome back to the Pastor Smell Good YouTube channel, where the scent is always so heavenly and the sillage is absolutely divine. I greet you all in the name of peace, prosperity, and oh yes, perfumery. It's a great day to be strolling these YouTube streets yet again, dishing out some fragrance content to my favorite people on the planet, and that is my fellow citizens of Fragcom. How are you all doing out there today? Holla at your boy in the comment section. Talk back to me. Let me know how you are doing on this first day after Christmas. We pray that everyone had an absolutely exceptional day, that it was filled with warmth, that it was filled with love, and with those who mean the most to you. But it's time for some more content. Quite naturally, I did not want to upload on yesterday. I was just sitting around with my feet up, enjoying myself, looking at all three of those NFL football games that won yesterday. I was doing some sniffing, make no doubt about it, but I just didn't come to you guys with content. But that's what I'm gonna do today. And on today, we are taking a trip to the house of Parfums de Marly yet again. And on this day, I want to talk about Darley. Yes, Darley, one of the sleeper fragrances from the house of Parfums de Marly. One of the fragrances that doesn't generate all of the press, all of the buzz, and the cult followings. Yes, that's going to be Parfums de Marly's Darley. Go ahead and look at this beautiful presentation, this clear juice with that beautiful heavy PDM cap. You know what it's hitting for over here. Listen, the presentation for this bad boy is just off the chain to me. It's simple, yet it's refined, and it is super, super elegant. But I want to give you guys a little bit of background and some story with this particular scent. For those of you that are following my channel, you know that I am in transition from designer to luxury fragrances. I've always carried a few niche things in my collection, but they were very heavily designer. And now I'm just transitioning, growing to a more knowledgeable place where I'm just getting more into the luxury fragrances. So with that being said, I've been selling off some of my designers, and honestly, I've just been taking the cash from that and just investing into more higher quality fragrances. And for some of them, I have not even been paying for the fragrances because I've been finding some really, really good swaps. So there's always somebody somewhere where a certain fragrance means much to them, and they'll come off of anything for it. Sometimes it makes no sense to you, but it makes all the sense to them. And if they're willing to do business, go ahead and do your thing. But anyway, that's how I landed this scent. I got this scent from a fellow frag brother out in Flint, Michigan. I forgot what designer scent it was that I had, but he really wanted it, and he was willing to come off of this. And I am so glad I was able to make that deal on that day, because this bad boy here, it checks so many fragrance boxes for me. All right. The first fragrance box I want to tell you it checks for me before we even get into the notes is the barbershop profile. Okay, I really, really like this. You're going to hear many comparisons with this scent to Amouage Reflection. You're going to hear a lot of comparisons with this scent to Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male. But I want you to hear what I think about this, and are there any differences between those fragrances? All right, so let's go ahead and get into the notes. Now I'm going to tell you this. The notes here are quite common with the other fragrances that try to replicate this DNA. So this fragrance is going to open up with some lemon, bergamot, and mint. You're going to go into a heart of rose, orange blossom, lavender, rosemary, and cinnamon. And then you're going to go down to a base of sandalwood, gaiac wood, patchouli, amber, and tonka. All right, so that's what we're going to be getting here. So let's go ahead and talk about how this fragrance sits on your skin straight out of the atomizer. Sorry for that, I just kicked my stand. When you first spray this, let me tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get this very bright citrusy component with a very fresh, clean mint note that's coming through. So you're going to get that note immediately. Now, one of the more dominant notes in this entire fragrance to me is definitely the lavender. So even in the opening, amidst the mouth-watering citrus and the cooling, fresh mint, you're really going to pick up that lavender note even in the opening. As the scent begins to transition into the mid, that's when that lavender is going to take on this more aromatic, power punch fragrance profile. Like you're really going to be getting that lavender note in the mid. It's coming through really, really strong. And I sprayed some on my hand before the video. And quite honestly, the lavender is becoming more prominent as the scent develops. But also you're going to pick up more of an airy profile because of that orange blossom note. And you're going to pick up that rose note as well. I do pick up a very nice rose. It's not too much of a jammy rose, but it's a noticeable rose note there. And if you guys know anything about me on this channel, I appreciate rose. I really do. The rose of Bond number 9's New York Oud, the rose that's featured in Lyric Man from Amouage. I appreciate a good rose in fragrance. In fragrances, so I am getting that there. There is also some mention of rosemary there. The rosemary isn't too heavily prominent to my nose, but let me tell you what is in the mid, and that's that cinnamon note. This fragrance does carry a spice, okay? Now, if you don't like cinnamon, if you don't like nutmeg, if you don't like those type of spices, you're probably not gonna care for that. But that cinnamon note is very prominent. Once it begins to fully assert itself in the mid, it's gonna hang around for the entire life of the fragrance. And I just really, really like that. You're gonna get another round of that cleanliness from that orange blossom. This fragrance is very airy and it's very clean. But in the midst of all of that, guys, this fragrance takes on a very creamy, sweet profile because you're going to deal with some guaiac wood when you get to the base. So that's when it's going to take on its very woody forestry bottom. But there's sandalwood in there as well. And the sandalwood is very well done. I really appreciate what I thought was good sandalwood in designer brands versus the more premium sandalwood that I'm picking up in some of these niche fragrances. It's absolutely wonderful. And what I really love about sandalwood for me, even on a designer level, it has always performed exceptionally well on my skin. Okay, so I'm glad about that. But there's also a sweet component because you're going to get this beautiful blend and harmony between the amber and the tonka bean. Yes, this is a very tonka heavy fragrance as well, which is why you get a very close liking to Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Mans. I mean, it honestly is very close because it features a lot of the same notes. You're going to get that distinct mint, you're going to get that distinct lavender, you're going to get that distinct tonka bean, and you're going to get a whole bunch of other supporting fragrance nuances around that profile. And I really, really like that. I love the fact that there is no vanilla in here. Now, I love vanilla, but I love the distinctions in that profile. I love when sweetness is done with a beautiful amber and with a beautiful tonka bean because it gives it a sweetness, but it's not a vanillic sweetness. This is like this root beerish style sweetness that I really appreciate in that tonka bean. And this stuff is absolutely exceptional to the nose to me. This is just Jean Paul Gaultier on a greater level. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Please don't get upset with me for it. But I have not yet put my nose, or at least I don't have any memory of it, of putting my nose on Reflection Man. So, but I will. And when I do that, I'm going to do a triple threat match. JPG Le Mans, Darley versus Amouage Reflection Man. And I'm going to give you my view on, of course, which one of those fragrances are the best, but I want to really explore the differences between the two. And hey, depending on how long it takes me to get my nose on Reflection Man, I might just come back and do a heavyweight championship or an intercontinental championship match just between Darley and Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Mans. Okay, but guys, what do you get overall? As I said in the opening, this fragrance is going to give you a beautiful barbershop clean smell. You know, if you appreciate those Panade products and that alcohol and all of that goodness just meshing together when you walk out of the shop, you're going to really, really appreciate this. This is gentlemanly. This is masculine. This is clean and refined. This is a very distinguished scent, and I'm here for it. Like, I really, really, really like Darley from Parfums de Marly. So let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this scent. In terms of projection, is she gonna get up on off you? She's not beast mode, but I say she's moderate. She's moderately going to get up off you. She's definitely noticeable. She's definitely going to let somebody know, hey, I'm over here. I've gotten to the party. She's going to do that, but she's not going to be doing too much in terms of projection. Let me go ahead and say it that way. Also, guys, when you talk about longevity, what do I get out of Darley? I get a good 6 to 8 hours out of this scent. So if I want to put this on in the morning and go to work, I'm good for a work day, because my work day at the school is about 7 hours. So this scent is going to get me through a whole work day. Now, is she going to be closer to the skin by the end of the day? Absolutely. Will I probably have to hunt the scent down? I probably will. But in terms of longevity, she will still be there. There will be traces of her fragrance DNA still on your skin. All right. In terms of sillage, I would say average. You get average sillage with this thing. This isn't a room filler, but hey, listen, some fragrances are meant to be smooth operators. Some fragrances are not meant to just walk into a room before you get there. So in terms of sillage, listen, she's the mama duck with a couple of them walking behind her. All right. That's what you get here with this. In terms of the compliment factor, is this fragrance going to bring in compliments? Yes, she will. She does bring in compliments for me. You know why? Because who on God's green earth does not appreciate the smell of a clean man? And not only the fact of a clean man, but when you dress this scent up, oh yeah, people are going to really take notice of the aroma you're carrying. So that leads me into the occasions. What are the occasions for this? You can wear this scent pretty much for everything. This scent is going to move up and down with you. I would put this scent on all year. I'm talking all 4 seasons. If it's super, super cold and I just got to put this stuff on, I'm going to just spray more. Okay. But this scent is good for all year. I sprayed this in the summer. She was a champ. I sprayed this scent in the fall. She was a champ. It is winter season here, and we've had some pretty cold days here in Alexandria where I've honestly gotten like into the mid 30s. So I've tried it then, and she still made my money. Okay. I was pleased with it. So you can dress it up. You can dress it down. This scent is going to always ingratiate itself. It's going to always embrace the regal, the refined, the respectable type of man. If you're going on a job interview, look no further. If you get married, look no further. Like, guys, I'm serious. If you want to wear something to church where you don't want to be offensive to anybody, you don't want to be doing too much, Parfum de Marly Darley. If you're going to parent-teacher conference, Parfum de Marly Darley. Okay? If you're going close out on a loan, Parfum de Marly Darley. This stuff is really, really good. I sing the praises of this scent. All right, so let's go ahead and get the final Pastor Smell Good rating. What does Darley shoot from the line? Guys, I got to keep it a buck. This is my channel. These are my profiles. So these are my ratings. I'm going to be honest with you. She is a 4.5 out of 5 for me. Oh, yeah, she's 90% from the line. I can do so much with her. Look, you can wear this your freshman year in college, okay? And you can wear this to go watch your grandkids get married. Okay? It's just good stuff. It's not too juvenile. It's not too old manish. This stuff is just really, really good. So my final rating of Parfum de Marly Darley, this creamy sandalwood, amber, patchouli dry down. And look, and that's something else I got to tell y'all. I'm sorry I missed that one about that patchouli. I'm beginning to appreciate patchouli more and more in my fragrance journey. Because you know what I find patchouli does? It puts a dirty sexiness on a scent. Like, I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy, but I want you to think about this for a second. Think of this caveman, all right? Or this tribal man, okay? He's about mid-age, all right? So, you know, he moves around a lot. He hunts. He moves things. So he's in shape. But he carries this very earthy scent. Okay. But because he's in such good shape, all the ladies love him, but he smells earthy. Like, that's what patchouli does to me. So, like, it really puts a sexiness on a scent, okay? And guys, when you're already regally dressed and you already looking refined, man, that patchouli and that dry down, that's your money maker. It is. And you've got this root beerish slight sweetness from this amber and this tonka bean marriage. And it's just absolutely beautiful. So guys, she's a 90% free throw shooter from the line for me. Would I recommend you get Darley? Yeah. When? Yesterday. And guess what? This is not talked about too much in the fragrance community. I'm just getting wafts of it as I'm talking to y'all in the video. And it's just a sweet smelling aroma in my nostrils. Like, this is probably so easy for you to get your hands on. Guys, if you're in fragrance swap groups, find a fragrance in your collection you don't care too much for and see if you can get that bad boy off you for a bottle of this. Now, depending on what fragrance it is, you might not get all of your money in order to purchase one of these or swap one of these, but it'll get you going in the right direction. All right. So it's been about 16 minutes, guys. I've talked long enough. I love y'all, but you know how I do it on this channel. I don't care nothing about the videos being too long. I don't care anything about people thinking I'm rambling. When you come to the Pastor Smell Good YouTube channel, I'm trying to do due justice to giving you a thorough breakdown of the fragrances and why I feel as I feel about the fragrances. This is not a hit it and quit it station where I'm just uploading content just to say I uploaded content. When I bring you guys content, I want it to be quality. I want it to be thorough, comprehensive, and exhaustive. All right? So till next time, take care of yourselves and each other.